These are the 10 things that I learned from my first ever steel shooting challenge. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Quinton the Gun Guy. Today we're doing the 10 things that I learned from my first ever steel shooting challenge. That was just over a week ago. I just want to say welcome back. This is an absolutely freezing weekend in Joburg. I'm just going to go through things that I've learned. It's my first ever pistol competition that I did. I'm predominantly a hunter and a rifle shooting competitor. So I actually learned quite a bit. And then I brought this through into my defensive carry mindset. Number one is that it looks way easier than it actually is. It is super difficult. It looks so easy when Taran Butler does it, or JJ Rakaza, or Lucas Botkin from T-Rex Arms. These guys make it look so easy, but it is super difficult. It looks easy, just hit the metal targets, get positive feedback. But it definitely isn't. So logging a proper time, hitting your targets like you want to, it is actually a lot more difficult. Having time as your stressor, you're actually stressing yourself out, and the more you miss, the more you get stressed. So it just adds on to that. So that's definitely number one. Number two, slow is smooth and smooth is fast. Now we've all heard this before. But what does it actually mean? So if we take this back to the old English expression of more haste, less speed, it means if you're more hasty, you're actually going to get less speed out of whatever you want to accomplish. So that can't be more true with this kind of application. So if you focus on going fast, you are going to mess up. You're not going to hit your targets properly. You might mess up your trigger press. So that's all things that's going to affect your time. If you focus on being smooth, having a smooth draw, hitting your targets like you want to, and not focusing on the speed, but actually focusing on being smooth in your trigger press, then it's going to be a whole different story. Number three is that shooting paper is a lot easier than shooting steel. Now, I have shot steel before, but that was mainly gongs in rifle shoots. So that was going from anything from 25 meters up to 500, 600 meters. So I have shot steel before, but not with my pistol. That's quite a different story. So I've done quite a few courses with different instructors and organizations. We've all done the paper targets thing. When I go to the range, I do paper targets as well. Mainly because a lot of the ranges that I go to don't really allow for gongs, for you to put up metal gongs. So with paper, you can see where your shots are hitting, or you just go through the targets and then you reassess afterwards where you actually hit your targets if you're shooting multiple target scenario. So with this is you actually have to have a visual confirmation, but that's used already from shooting paper, but you need an audible confirmation as well. So you are engaging the target, but then you actually need to see what's happening with the target, which is actually quite a good exercise for when you need to use your firearm in a self-defense scenario with multiple attackers, which usually happens in South Africa. You need to be able to identify and assess what's actually happening to your target when you are engaging it. That's just to save your life, and to see that you are stopping that threat like you want to. So that's why I quite enjoy shooting steel, because that just teaches the mind and keeping it flexible. Number four is the importance of tactical reloads. Now what we did is 5 targets and 3 rounds. So 3 rounds of shooting those 5 targets. So when you have a mag inside your firearm, you're engaging those targets. But at some stage, when you start to miss, when you're not hitting all those targets, you need to re-engage certain targets. You start losing count of actually how many rounds that you did. So what I like to do is, on my second round, at the end of it, I just did a tactical reload and then went to full mag. The worst thing you can do is run out mid-round, which did happen to me, because I didn't do that tactical reload. So you don't want to run out whilst engaging. That is going to cause you to lose time, and in a real life scenario, that's going to cause you to maybe lose your life because worst case scenario is doing a emergency reload. That's when your slide locks back, and then that's just more time to get your firearm ready and fighting again. Number 5 is the importance of transitions and doing it fast. So what that means is I need to be able to move between my targets at a very quick speed. So your eyes need to lead your firearm just by a little bit. So taking your time and engaging your target, that's great. But going slowly from one target to the other is time that's absolutely wasted. I'd rather move quickly from one target to the other and then be able to engage that target, making sure that I've got a smooth trigger press, than doing that slowly and trying to rush my target, making up time. So transitions, fast transitions, this makes your life a bit easier, and it does make a big difference to your times. Number 6 is the ability to refocus. Now this is what happens if you miss your target, if you miss your target more than once, if you run out of rounds, you need to do a mag change. You need to be able to calm your mind and focus again on the task at hand. So losing that focus is going to be detrimental to your performance. And then also in real life, you need to be able to refocus if something goes wrong. If you do miss your target, if your target or attacker starts engaging back. So that's all things that you need to be able to just have a strong mind, refocus it, and then carry on what you want to achieve. Number 7 is red dots aren't a big help. So quite a few guys are going to be angry with me because everyone likes the newer technology. Now coming from rifles again, having an optic on your rifle makes a massive difference. Going from iron sights to either red dot or even scope is going to make a massive performance improvement. Where on pistols we found that that's actually not the case. We shot, my brother, my dad and I, this was our first ever steel shooting competition, all three of us. So we shot with the normal carry pistols. This is what you just take straight from the shelf. So that was CZ75B, Breton 92 FS, and the Glock 19, which was mine. So these have iron sights, they've got normal triggers, and we didn't really perform worse than a lot of the red dot guys. We could see it on stages. There were quite a few guys with racing guns, but we'll get to that now. And then optics. So optics meaning the red dots. There wasn't a big difference in our times. A couple of times we actually outshot them most of the time. Is a red dot worth it? Maybe. Probably everyone can have off days, but through what we've seen, I'm not gonna change quickly to red dot. Number 8 is that race guns don't really go that fast. Now, as the old saying, especially in South Africa goes, it's the bushman, not the bow, that makes the difference. So that's exactly the same. Having the best gun or having the best equipment doesn't make a big difference to your performance. It's still you that's making the difference. There were guys that were rocking those race guns and doing times that absolutely blew my mind. But then other guys that weren't so great, and definitely didn't outshoot my little Glock 19 with a short barrel. So race guns, yes, it might make a difference, but it's not going to make a average shooter great. It's going to make a great shooter just more brilliant. So it's not always the equipment. So don't get that equipment envy. Number 9 is checking my reloaded ammo. Now, as an avid reloader, I've been reloading for years, but only reloading for 9mm for quite a short period. So semi-automatic reloads it's quite new for me, and I made a bit of a mistake, and it was an embarrassment. But I'll be making a video especially for this at a later stage. But let's just leave that there. But you need to check your reloaded ammo. Number 10, and probably the most important lesson that I learned, is how little ammo one magazine actually holds. So it doesn't matter what round count you have, it's probably not going to be enough. The main stress in this steel shoot challenge is time. So time is that main stressor that causes you to miss, that pushes up your stress levels. I can imagine in a real life scenario when your life is threatened and people start shooting at you, it's going to be a whole different story. So that's going to push up the stress even more, and you are going to miss. Chances are going to be that 15 rounds or 17 rounds, or if you're carrying a subcompact less than that, it's probably not going to be enough. So I've heard this quite a few times, that if I can't solve the problem in 15 rounds, then I'm doing something wrong. I think that's a dangerous mindset. It's great for if there's only one person threatening your life, but that's not the case in South Africa. Just for an average robbery on the street, so statistics show that there's going to be an average of 5 attackers coming for you. So 5 attackers means that this is very close to the scenario that we did during this steel challenge. So if you start missing, you're going to use up those rounds, and those rounds aren't going to make a difference. The rounds only make a difference when you hit your target. So missing your target, that's going to be detrimental to your life. That's not going to be a good day for you. So I would say at least carry 1 or 2 spare magazines, just for that reload in case you need it. As Clint Smith says from Thunder Ranch, no one has ever complained about too much ammo during a gunfight. Rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. And that's the 10 things that I learned. It did make a difference to my life, and then thinking about my EDC and my defensive carry. I do implore you to find out if there's a steel challenge close to you. Please do it, and do it with your everyday carry firearm. You are going to get to know your firearm a lot better. You're going to know your skill set a lot better, and then where you are with time and handling. So I learned quite a bit, and I'm sure that you are going to learn quite a bit as well. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider liking, sharing and subscribing. Cheers.